I'm Mitchell, and that's Ashley, and this is a Winter Solstice surprise. My wife has already kind of opened the box just to like sight check it, but I truly have no idea what is going on. Merry Christmas, Adventurer. May Odin smile upon you. Emberglow. Oh, ooh. Custom card. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dude. Dude, look at that. This looks and smells pretty handcrafted. Oh my gosh. This is really nice. This is a big one too. A big hunker boy. Okay, there's like 2 more things in here. Where's my Christmas morning trash bag? Oh my gosh, it's a horn holder. It's made from like pretty good wood. That's neat. I could make it hold the horn. Alright, and this is, oh my gosh, this is a very beautiful box. Okay, so it's got a ribbon. The long dark winter has come. Yggdrasil slumbers. It's rime-laden burrows grown, frost-fragile cracking grown under the weight of twin worlds, shadowed by doom. Emberglow. 2025 D&D Advent Calendar. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, let me open it up. Oh, that's cool. Okay, what? This is like a character sheet? All right. The Journal of Blighted Hearts. This journal is a record of the blessings and boons you've received on your journey, called the Inspiration Pool. Here, you'll record when a dice or reroll becomes part of your pool and cross them out when you've used them to help you succeed. You may use any dice or reroll to help with any roll in the game. Use them wisely. All right, so day 1, there's nothing, but then they increase and you keep doing stuff as you go. And then you're damaging something. It's like you're fighting the box. Bah, bah, bah. That's neat. This is really neat. Very interactive. I can't wait to see what is all inside when the time comes. Hi, I'm Mitchell with Adventure Atmospheres, and today we're going to be opening up the awesome present that my wife got me slowly. Emberglow's 2025 Merry Christmas Advent Calendar. So we're going to start. It's like a D&D adventure. I've kind of had a sneak peek in it, but I've not opened up anything else besides. So here we go. We got the box. We got my phone. There's a QR code that I'm going to scan in. I got a pen because there is, I know, a character sheet that we're going to fill out as we go along. So let's begin the adventure. So here's that character sheet. And plot twist, because our lives are hectic and we have a lot of things to do, I have not, sadly, actually started on day 1 of day 1, but we are going to go to day 7. So you get to see a 7-day Advent calendar adventure in one go. All right, so it says start by scanning in this QR code at the top. All right. Let's see. The Darkness of Blighted Hearts. How to solo adventure the Darkness of Blighted Hearts. Closer so you can see this. All right. We can watch the YouTube video. Dated December 3rd. Emberglow 2025. Started quest by clicking below. Print your own journal page. Okay. So we're going to start with this video and I'll be back. So thank you so much for Emberglow. This seems like this is going to be a super awesome time. I actually got out my handmade dice tray. with the Volgnot and an Order of Boros just for this adventure. Seems like this is going to be a pretty cool thing. And we're going to go ahead and get started. This is day 1. In the beginning, 9 realms were made from Odin's hands, and at their making Yggdrasil, the world tree, sprang up and held them in their places of the heavens. The ether of each realm fed the great tree, and its branches grew strong. For a time all was good, the ether, the lifeblood of a realm. The Aesir gods of all made their home in Asgard, and the crown of the world tree of Anaheim belonged to Njord and the Vanir, great friends of the Aesir. Mankind, the Moor, were given the green fields of Midgard. The Light Elves took Elfheim for their own and filled it with beauty and peace. The Divir took Sutherheim and made great halls under the earth of silver and gold and precious stones. For the Jotun, the giants, 3 realms were made of Muspelheim, land of fire, Nilfheim of ice, and Jotunheim of stone, and Helheim, land of the forgotten dead, was bequeathed to Hel to bear her name and to her domain, both gift and curse. Then came Loki, trickster god, jealous of the beauty things, and full of mischief. By his hands was Balder slain, son of the All-Father Odin, and All-Mother Frigga, and most beloved of all things in creation. The 9 realms cried out in fury, anguish, and in their anger the Aesir burned Loki beneath a poisonous serpent. Night and day venom. The snake dripped in his eyes and giving him great agony that shook the bedrock of the worlds. All in the 9 realms it was held that this was vengeance upon Loki was good and right. But one remained by his side. Sigyn, beloved of Loki, stayed and held a bowl above his head to catch the serpent's venom. She, most loyal of all, held her vow and stood with him in his agony through the unending days. And by the passing of long years and the darkness of guilt pangs, the Aesir forgot the vengeance they had wrought and the suffering of Sigyn, and so it is to this day, day 1. You awaken from your slumberings, the grit of sleep still in your eyes. The hour is early, and the sun has many hours yet before it climbs the horizon. Shaking your head, you rise and feel the cold stone of your hearth beneath your feet. A few fitful embers linger in the hearth to greet you. But there's not the only greeting. It was not a dream, child. The words of Frigga, beloved of Odin, ring in your mind with all the force of the hammers below. I have need of a warrior's hand. There is a blight upon the world tree. Her roots twist and shrink, and the branches blacken and fade. My husband's life is bound to the world tree, and as it fades, so does he. His arms can no longer bring Gungnir to flight, and the light by which he holds the Bifrost flickers against his will. This has not happened in my knowing, and I fear that it means the coming of Ragnarok before its appointed time. And so it falls to the faithful of Midgard, of which you are one warrior. From 8 of 9 realms the blight spreads. You will be one of many sent to seek it to its source and leech it out. Will you heed the call? All right. Now, we'll open day 1. Oh, they come in little baggies. Oh my god, they come in little baggies. Close that door back up. And so, our little bag has a dank medallion. Will you heed the call? My mother told me one day I would buy, check it out, galley with good horse, sail to distant shores. Well, seeing as I will in fact proceed on to day 2. Gungnir, Odin's mighty spear, the Bifrost, the great rainbow river above that connects the 9 realms of Norse mythology, and Midgard, the realm where humans dwell. For those who need to know. So day 2. Claim day 2. Make ready your armament, child, and be swift. We will send you by the dawning of the sun. You rise, all thought of sleep departed, the dark of night still clings to Midgard, but in the east, in the first gentle touch of the dawning sun, is touching the horizon. Time is short. You track well-worn steps to the armory. Choose your weapon. Roll the d6 from today and submit the results below. So for day 2, we get a beautiful... Oh, and it's got... Oh my gosh. It's got dead trees on the inside. Absolutely gorgeous. And so, our result shall be 2. We got 2. You pull your war axe down from the wall and hold it. Up in the light, its sharp, hungry edge gleams and flickers, and your grip feels familiar in your hand. This will serve you well. You pick up your shield, turn to the wall of armor, and add the d6 you just rolled to your inspiration pool. Wow. Well. Boop. Colin, day 3. You turn to the wall of armaments arrayed in orderly rows, and you smell familiar mingled pungency of hardened leather and sharp sourness of oiled chain and plate. This isn't time to don all. One piece must suffice. You shall choose your armor. So, we'll go into day 3 and grab today's dice. It is a metallic, hollow in a shell, D8. And we shall roll. What is the... Oh! We've got 2s. Another 2. This is the 2s story. And what do we got? Pauldrons! We have received pauldrons. You pull the pauldrons from their stand and buckle them around your torso. Best to protect your shoulders and arms so your blade is ever ready to swing. Then add the d8 you just rolled to your inspiration pool. Day 4. You return to your bedside and see your beloved slumbering peacefully, and you bend down and you kiss their forehead. Mwah! At their bedside lies the symbol of you love given to you at your union many years ago. What will be the token of your beloved you will carry? Roll the d4 from today and submit the results below. Alright, we're going into 4. And this one is a continuance of that beautiful metallic hollow dice set. Here we go. What about me? 1! We got 1. What is 1? You pick up the ring you forged many years ago. You labored hours on it, crafting its shape and sheen to perfection. It is the small symbol of the might of your hands, given your happiness to your beloved. You place the memento on the small finger of your work-callous left hand. Add the d4 you rolled to your inspiration pool. You make your way down the well-worn path to the harbor laden with winter snow. Your longship rocks gently there with the icy waters of the morning tide. On the docks nearby, a cloaked stranger stands waiting. You approach warily, and it is as you do, they throw aside their cloak. Which pendant did you find in today's calendar? It's another little bag. No. Today's pendant is the sun. So we will say it is... I got the first one! Really low rolls across the R in Jesus. The shimmering ethereal presence of the god Balder flickers, but this is bad because Balder's dead, so I don't know how this is going to hurt me in the end. He got killed. He got killed with some mistletoe. That's what we talked about. That's why Loki was getting imprisoned. Alright, god Balder flickers before you, a pale memory of light upon his chest. The wound from Hodor's mistletoe arrows open and bleed still. So am I hallucinating? Is Balder back? We'll find out. I know of your quest, Morrow, he murmurs, his voice a distant chime. Like a bell heard through deep water. And while I have passed on from the living, my power here is not yet dissipated. I have the last gift for one sent to save the world tree. Around your neck an amulet, wrought of steel, appears, the symbol of the risen sun in all its glory. It's warm to the touch, and you are heartened. This holds the last vestiges of my strength. As I give up my power for your sake, I commission you also to give yourself for the sake of all creation. My amulet will guide your hand through the gloom and be a strength to you when your strength fails. Then his form shivers and fades. As it does, he speaks once again. It is time. The All-Father will soon open the way to the Bifrost. Make ready and watch for horizon to split. Fair winds, warrior. Day 6. You set sail, guide your ship out the harbor and on to familiar waters of the sea north your home. Through cold the day is fair and bright, full of promise and dawn. You wait for the way to be revealed. Then suddenly, directly in your path, the horizon tears from the top of the sky to the depths of the seas. A bright, multi-hued waterway falls away and at a possible angle. The Bifrost is opened. The current sees the keel of your ship and hurl it forward like the waters of the great tide. The deck pitches and sways as you are tossed like a leaf on the wind. The rudder swings wildly, narrowly missing your head. You dive and grasp it, desperate to hold it steady amidship, and turn the prow to the flow of the water's run. It strains and vibrates beneath your hand. This is your first ability check, to see if you have the survival instincts necessary to navigate the waters of the Bifrost. Roll the d20 from today's calendar. Your result will be compared to a secret number between 1 and 20. That represents how difficult this task is. If you exceed the secret number with your roll, you will successfully navigate the Bifrost. Whoa! That's a diamond right there. The Emberglow, I assume, is the 20. Yes, because the opposite of the 20 is the 1, and that's how a random D&D dice is supposed to work. It's not a turn down. Do you want to see this? Right. This looks like money. All right, here we go. Oh, unlucky 13. There we go. This task is relatively easy, but if you think your d20 is to roll, success is important in this case. You may choose to roll one or more inspiration dice from your inspiration pool and add the total from your dice to your d20 roll. Think of it as a helping hand in the time of need. But beware, once an inspiration die is used, it's used up and you won't be able to use it later on to help the future ability checks. Once you're happy with your roll total, enter the results in the next box and click submit. All right, I'm going to go with unlucky 13. Success! No Help needed. Your ship dips and wheels as the chromatic waves crash over you, sending salted spray over the bow and nearly foundering in the chaos waters. But she shakes loose and emerges from the waves into an altogether different waters. Calendar 7. The horizon shimmers into the graying dream, and the bright waters haze and blur into shadow and shade. All is lost, and yet the rough wood of the deck beneath your feet still rocks with the motion of restless sea. What wearied world is this? Roll for the realm! Roll the D6 from today, and submit below. And it is once again one of those super beautiful hollow metal dice. All right, we're going to roll the number and we'll figure out where exactly we are. And today's number is 3. All right, here we go. The horizon shimmers in the graying dream, and the bright waters haze and blur into shadow and shade. All's lost. Yet the rough wood of your deck beneath you still rocks with the motion of restless sea. What far-flung world is this? You feel a pool of a gentle current beneath you. Dark waters stretch out on either flank, but you see the scarred stones of a bank on one side and the docks and moorings of a bustling port on the other. Above you cracks the luminescent sharp blue-white run through the cavern, the ceilings the lightning frozen in rock, sending a dull glow down on an endless plain of deep crevasses and rivers of molten lava, turned to the purpose of 1,000 pounding forges and mighty furnaces that send a constant metallic echo running through the cavern. This is Sarvathaheim, realm of the Derve. Add today's D6 to your inspiration pool. And with that, we are in the realm of the dwarves. Day 8. Svarvartfelm. It is said that Odin shaped this land from the body of the first giant Ymir and set the roots of Yggdrasil. Maggots and flies that feed upon the giants' bodies were transformed by Odin's wheel into the Deve and the Dark Elves and the two races that Svartalfell home. Craftsmanship of unimaginable beauty and power come from this place, but its people are insular and suspicious. You should be on your guard here. To the north, the deep mines beyond the banks of the river, you see the great mine shafts plunging into the deep, and the echoes of 1,000 blows of hammers and pickaxe. To the west, the city of Harmskor, a great city has been carved from the rock. Endless streets by ways stretch out to the edge of your vision, bustling with the sounds of commerce and life. To the south, the canals of Svartalfell, endless, twisting, turning canals, cross and recourse driving long, low, heavy-laden transports along the ceaseless current. To the east, Nidavellir, the dark fields. On the far banks, a maze of forges and work stables stretches off into the distance, lit by the fires of forges and the trails of molten rock and glass. They flow down the straits, canals like fields of wheat in Midgard. Colossal works of iron and glass and precious metals loom, some hung by great chains, other resting on mighty supports as workers swarm on them like rats. Roll the dice from the day to choose your path. Today's dice. One of these beautiful D4s. All right. And it is 3. Let's see what 3 is. North, the deep mines. You turn your ship to the currents and make it fast to a mooring stake on the shore. Then you set your feet on the great road that leads deeper into the earth. Shafts and hovels stretch off from the great artery in every direction as it winds slowly downwards into the heart of the stone. You pass many workers as they proceed along the sloping path. Most are dark elves, tall, well-muscled figures with bent backs who keep their heads low and avoid eye contact. They go about their business with a weight of weariness upon them, and they answer your questions in short, unintelligible single syllables. The Derver are fewer in number but very obviously the dominant peoples in this place. They are smaller in stature but barrel-chested and straight-backed, and their clothes and adornments are finer make. They glare at you with open hostility. You follow the main roads down in the hopes of finding some hint of blight source in this land. The sound of hammers ringing against the stone everywhere, a ceaseless background cacophony that is oddly comforting. You pass the gangs of miners, some chipping at the veins of brilliant gold in the walls, some pushing laden carts with straining muscles. By and by you see some resting in a small huddle, conversing low in a strange tongue. You draw their attention, but find that they do not know the tongue of Midgard. You communicate by hand signals that you would like a drink. One of them glances at you, then provides you with an earthen cup, inside which you see and smell a dark, heavy liqueur. Dare you drink? Well, we should never deny hospitality. You raise the glass to your lips. The smell makes your eyes water, and the liquid moves like molasses. It tastes of ash and fire. Out of courtesy to your host, you drink it down and replace the cup on the counter. Your eyes stream with tears, and you cough into your hand. Presently you realize that the group are watching with sidelong glances. A low chuckle echoes through the group. The elf who offered you the cup now grins at you and communicates with broken words. You drink welcoming. Good coming to deep dark. You nod and feel the strange brew growing in your head. But this is not the dizzy hum of wine or mead. Your very sight is changing. You turn your eyes to the stone walls. They are not inert. They are slow and careful workers, grinding and pushing to make gold out of dross. You see the dark elves that surround you, and through their feet and hands the slow lifeblood of this realm ripples and pulses like a taut rope, thrumming with tension and life. It is the living patience of the realm of deep stone. It is brooding and beautiful. The aether of Svartalheim dwells in your blood and your bones. You turn to these simple elves, and by slow, careful conversation learn of the mine you entered. The Dever rule here, and the dark elves work. The mine is dangerous for many reasons, some of them alive and with a taste for blood. The mines are many leagues deep, and you do well to find a guide. No, they will not be the guide. Their work calls to them. By and by they wish you well, and Ray's return to the work. You take your leave with comforting knowledge that in this realm, as in Midgard, some things never change. Add the dice from today, a d12. To your inspiration pool to use in aid of a future task of your choosing. Alright, so it is another one of these beautiful metallic dies, and I will add this to the pool. Onwards to day 10. You stick to the well-populated shafts of the mines, and are mostly left alone save curious glances from dark elves at work there. In time, the darkness increases, and you realize you need light. You find a torch that has been cast aside and lighted using some of the many opium fires burning here for light. Torch in hand, you continue. The mines continue endlessly. Weariness overtakes you, and you sit, resting your back against the cold stone, your eyes becoming heavy. The ambient sounds of the mine shaft are soothing, the drip and warble of cave rootlets, and the nearby sound of hammer and chisel, and the low conversation of the nearby dark elves lull your senses. Even the echoing distant clicks you cannot explain seem like a distant concern. It is only when the chink of hammers and low murmurs cease that you are startled awake. You hear the softer patter of hasty feet fleeing, and the clicking and tapping growing louder. Something is terribly wrong. You start and look up, and above you see the smoldering stare of the great mandibles of a nightmarish creature, twice again your height, Clinging to the roof, you heard the dark elves speak of this in hushed tones. A glow. A tense moment follows. The great carapace of fearsome creature flexes, and you see the dull glow of the creature's mighty claws brighten. Then, in a flash, it leaps at you, and you have only a split second to bring your shield to bear and swing your war axe up. Roll a d20 to attack. And we got an 18. I feel that will be successful, so I will bet the gods. Hit! Your attack finds a chink in the creature's miniaturized carapace and bites deep. It reels back, screaming with unearthly pain and ire. Use your die from the calendar, a percentile die, to roll for damage. Add dice from your inspiration pool if you want. So, for today's, it is 10. And it is indeed a percentile dice. So, we rolled 50. On to day 11. The Glowco withdraws and considers you with animal cunning. You roar your challenge and rush towards it, weapons raised. Roll a d20 to attack. Rolled a 7. So I will use my d8. I have one d8. 6. So with that will be 13. Hit! The creature attempts to skitter sideways up the walls of the tunnel to escape your swing, but you anticipate it, changing the angle of your attack. Your axe catches in the square in the eye. Blood and ichor gout from the socket. It reels back, screeching and retching. Use your die from your calendar, percentile die, to roll for damage. Add the dice from your inspiration pool if you want. So for day 11, we have another percentile die. Yay! And we got the highest roll outside of 10, so 9. I will roll that as well. I will mark off the D8 I used. Alright. Down to day 12. Bloodied and slowed, you both scramble back and regard each other. The heat of the battle rage flows in you, but you feel the cold, ragged edges of fear and pain pulling you toward darkness. You shake your head and set yourself to the final clash. All rides on this, the last strike. That will be the death blow of one of you. The creature rushes forward, and you set your feet. For all father and all mother. Roll a d20 to attack. And we get another 7 today. And I will use the d12. Yes, my d12 to add to the roll. 3. Let's hope 10 is enough. I will actually add a d6 before I submit this. Let's see. It's 10, 4, 14. Hit. You notice a weakness in the exposed underbelly of the creature. Against all reason, you dive towards the beast, driving your war axe upward into the softer flesh of its underbelly, where you see the leaking glow of light and heat. Use the die from your calendar, d12, to roll for damage. And add the dice from your inspiration pool if you want. Enter the total damage you roll today in the box below, or on your journal of Blighted Hearts cards if you have one. So that was 5, 9, and then today it's a beautiful blue forest one? Yeah. 1. Total is 15. Very confused. I'm trying to figure out if it was supposed to be that, because if it's supposed to be more, and it seems like it wants it to be the total number, because it says something about 43. So what I'm thinking is maybe it was in fact a 50. So it should be 141. Victory. By chance, you hit some critical organ with your attack, and the creature rears back and curls itself into screeches its last feral breath before lying in a shivering, twitching heap. You draw a shaky breath, and the battle's over. You've won. You hear behind you the sound of assembling feet. The dark elves who fled to the approach of the Gloco have returned and regard you with wonder. The murmurs of confusion and awe slowly morph to cheers and shouts. By degrees you gather that this abomination has plagued the mines for many days. No attempt by the Dark Elves to slay the beast have ever succeeded, and the Derver who ruled them considered the lives of the Dark Elves to a matter of indifference. The crowd grows, and as you pass, all the mining work ceases in the favor of celebration as you travel along the now crowded and jubilant shafts and tunnels. All celebration ceases, though, when a thunderous voice cuts through the noise. What is the meaning of this? A troop of Dervish soldiers stand blocking your path. At the forefront, a tall, barrel-chested captain stares down on the crowd menacingly. The gathered dark elves melt away into the darkness, and you are left standing alone. The captain approaches and inspects you. You've entered the mine without authorization, interrupted the work there, and caused a riot among the dark elves. Consider it a mercy that you are not dead or in chains. Explain yourself, he demands. Suddenly and everywhere the voice of Odin rings, and as it did in your head a few scant days ago. Stay your hand, Ever. This one, he is here by my hand. And should you harm him, I will reave the life from you where you stand. You will take him to Motskner, and give him leave to speak. This is our will, and with that, his voice is gone. But what remains is a nimbus of soft white light that clings to you like a beacon. The assembled soldiers are stunned to silence. Finally, one in command gives murmured orders, and the company forms a silent escort. Any questions from you are met with sidelong glances of fear. After endless hours of ascending tunnels giving way to well-worn roads and a bustling city streets, you come to a mighty fortress carved into the stone of Svartalheim. Marching gives way to waiting, as you are interviewed by soldiers and bureaucrats of increasing authority. None is willing to take responsibility for a glowing human, and so, by and by, you find yourself awaiting the audience of the ruler of this realm, Motsknir himself. Keep the die a d12 from today for your inspiration pool. Odin's presence is with you.